to me. Art is an expression, obviously, and it is my way of interacting the heart of God to mankind.
It's people, it's the self. It's the same way that I think about architecture, where I try to understand what architecture means. And it's as simple as a conversation between two people. It's the moment happening right then and there, and that's what creates everything around us.
Art for me is a way to sort of express myself and to share that expression with the world. And I also see art as a form of therapy, because I feel like art can be channeled to help people that need this sort of like exposure to creativity for mental wellness.
My art has developed over time. I initially would create self-portraits of my experiences and obviously of women as well as a woman. But now it's more about spiritual revelations that I have. It's also about, certain concepts that are biblical.
I'm inspired by people's stories. I'm inspired by individual and collective wellness, mental wellness, gardens, nature, and just humanity in general.
I'm very inspired by people and the sense of touching, the sense of being. And for me, architecture that is built for people wants to be touched, wants to be cared for, and wants to be listened to. So I really hope to build spaces that need human touch and need human care, soft spaces that cohabitate with the people living inside it.
I get inspiration from any and everything, films, other photographers, writers. Like the work I showed today, there was a part of it that was influenced by the writer Irving Goffman and his theory on interaction. So really anything inspires me.
The context, really, I think the whole goal of being an architect is to answer, solve questions, solve problems, and have a really social look at the way we are intervening in the space.
Basically that we don't have the necessary infrastructure, especially in the universities or polytechnics, to properly teach these subjects. And with too much emphasis on the rigid structure of a school, there has not been enough input into the schools of design and art by people practicing. To succeed, you need practitioners to come to the schools, to talk to the students. It inspires them. It also means that people who are doing the do are speaking to you. And thirdly, we just know that, look, the more the merrier, as they would say, until, of course, it gets to a point where too many cooks spoil the broth. But otherwise, the more the merrier.
Materials. Though I use waste fabric, but then I still use acrylic, I use other materials. And most times you need to import these materials into the country, and they can be quite expensive, and even the rigors of trying to export these into the country is sometimes very difficult.
Access, I think that's the one challenge that a lot of people, artists face in the industry, like just access to resources to bring some of your ideas to life, access in the literal word of even accessing space that you want to document or stories that you want to tell, and the restrictions that come around that.
The inability to access good space to make the work, and a space that will have the conditions like electricity and cross ventilation and things like that to make their best work. And I think that's the major challenge for artists in Nigeria.
As an architect trying to navigate what materials can do this, it's really tough for me to try to build structures that aren't the rudimentary concrete, wood and steel, but to try and actually break that boundary and explore alternative materials.
Myself, firstly, out of fear to look too spirit cocoa. Really, it will be more conversations and also more collaborations, more doing, more practical, more exposure,
art scene in Nigeria is actually very young, and so the best thing I can wish for it is just to get more mature and develop into something that is totally detached to material questions, and really to have every artist to be able to abandon himself into his art without wondering if it can sell or not.
Art in Nigeria is still in its infancy stage in the modern world, because we're still trying to find our voice, like recovering from our colonial era, from the civil wars, from the economic unrest that's happened. It's left us slowly crawling out of a pit, unfortunately, because we are supposed to be way ahead of where we are now, but we're progressing, we're moving forward, because where we were 7 years ago, when I started professionally, is very different from where we are today, and I'm so grateful for the growth and to have even been a part of that journey. So I still say we're growing. We're making bold strides. We're making very bold strides. We're opening up museums, and artists are opening up spaces. So we're growing. We're growing quickly, and we're growing steadily. So I'm quite positive about it. For 9H, I say Chuka Imela. You've done good work.
Creating this platform where we can all come together and meet and share our stories and learn from each other is invaluable.
These are the kind of initiatives that I see as necessary, and it's an enabling platform, and it's a platform that is really based on the foundation of love.
Highly commendable, because I believe conversations, talks are very important. That's how we preserve culture and share knowledge.
Nine-H Design Talk with the brand 7 Speakers 7 Minutes is basically a chance for me to gather people in design and art to come together, be spoken to by people in their own field. And that's basically what it is. We've been here since 2017, and we're still going strong. We're moving now into documentaries, book publishing, and such other things as may spread the word of design and art.
Okay, this is Colleyville. This was my father's dream house. He started designing it in his 30s. He changed the design about 3 times before he eventually finished it in his early 40s. My father was very, very, very fastidious about his work. He was very detailed. He had particular likes and dislikes, and he had little nuances which rubbed off on me.